Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you enjoy what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in today's episode, Catalans, Dragons and Toulouse have more freedom when it comes to playing in Super League due to French government stance change. COVID postponements will get a heavier repercussion. And with the Betfred Challenge Cup kicking off on the 15th of January, the TV schedule has been announced through the BBC. So we'll begin today with Betfred Challenge Cup, as guess what, ladies and gentlemen, at the time of this recording, we're 8 days away from the first game. And it has been announced on the BBC website who is going to be shown in the first game of this new 2022 season. So on the BBC Red Button and the iPlayer, Oral St James's round 1 clash with the British Army will be shown at 12:30 on Saturday, January the 15th, and will be the first game of the campaign for all rugby league and in televised action, and be shown on the BBC. That will be followed up in the second round 2 weeks later by an all League One meeting, which is between Rochdale, for whom 2022 marks the centenary of their only Challenge Cup triumph back in 1922, and Midland Hurricanes, who will be playing their first competitive fixture since they rebranded in the winter time. That time will be played on the 30th of January with a 1 PM kickoff from the Crown Isle Arena, and like the first round tie at Oral, will be streamed live on the iPlayer and also BBC Sport website, as well as the app. The return of the 28 community clubs and teams to the first round of the Betfred Challenge Cup is one of the features of the 2022 competition after their COVID enforced exclusion in 2021. In the second round, there will be 14 winners who will be joining the 10 clubs from Betfred League One, with the Betfred Championship clubs joining at the 4th round stage in February, and the Betfred Super League clubs joining the 6th round back in March, when the BBC network's coverage of the competition begins, i.e. live TV, daytime TV. There's only 10 clubs being involved in the Betfred League One, as it's agreed that in this first season from Betfred League One in the Challenge Cup, that Cornwall FC miss out this year due to travelling issues and distances. So the British Army will be aiming to repeat their run to the 4th round, where they entered the last time, well, when they last entered the Challenge Cup back in 2020. They battled to a hat-trick of hard-earned home wins at their Aldershot base against Alton Raiders, Skilloth and Ince Rose Bridge, before eventually losing at Rochdale. However, Oral St James, who are one of the many community clubs who have received substantial investment in their facilities from the Created by Capital Gains programme, run jointly between the RFL and the Rugby League World Cup 2021 campaign, will relish the opportunity to welcome the soldiers to the Banks Avenue, home of Oral St James, on the outskirts of Wigan. Going into the second round again, Rochdale Hornets, who were one of the 22 founding clubs of the Northern Union back in 1895, secured their only Challenge Cup win in April 1922, beating Hull FC 10 points to 9 at Headingley, 7 years before the final was ever played at Wembley. Midland Hurricanes will be a new name in the Betfred League One in 2022, following a fresh investment and attempt to widen the appeal of the Coventry Bears Club, who have been flying the flag of rugby league in the West Midlands since 1998. Cornwall are not the only team that have opted out of the Challenge Cup this season, as Toulouse Olympique has also done so, due to the travel restrictions for community, League 1, League 2 clubs, Championship clubs have an issue with costs. It's prudent at this time because we're still in the uncertain COVID rules, and semi-professional players might not be able to work the day after. So that's the financial issues that we need to keep in touch with when it comes to the levels of wages and playing standards in our leagues. So Super League have put an address out there due to the COVID situation out there, and due to COVID forfeits this year, Super League teams could be set to forfeit games 48 points to nil should they be unable to fulfill fixtures this season due to the pandemic. A notice circulated to Top Flight, Championship and League 1 clubs by the RFL detailing the new rules regarding the non-fulfillment of games for 2022, and it seems that the governing body could be set to impose heavier penalties. Both Super League and the RFL were both heavily affected by COVID during 2021 and had to see plenty of games suspended, with the likes of Hull KR having 4 games suspended, maybe 5, Lee Centurions 3, Salford Red Devils 3, and Hull FC 4 themselves. While the eventual winners of the Betfred Championship, Toulouse Olympique, played 14 games throughout the entire of 2021 season, with isolation rules changing in an effort to underline the importance of fulfilling every fixture. The forfeit score would be 48 points to nil, which could, of course, prove detrimental to a team's points difference total at the end of the season. Cup games will also be forfeited should teams be able to field a 17-man squad in the competition, with the opposing team progressing to the next round, although different rules may apply when it comes to the semi-finals or the final. So I agree with that. Unfortunately, it may mean that 1 or 2 teams not get to play in the Challenge Cup due to not being able to field a full strength squad. It may change though, because it's worth saying the new rules changes would not apply if a club were unable to play a match due to being required to shut down in keeping with the RFL protocols or Public Health England's rules on this situation. In such cases, the RFL would usually order any game to be rescheduled or played at a later date if they come underneath those rules. All changes are subject to the approval by the RFL board at this time though, who will make their final decision in the coming weeks. Clubs in Betfred Super League, Championship and League 1 were advised in late 2021 after a relevant regulatory meeting of the intention to reintroduce a revised framework of 2022 in case of an inability to fulfill fixtures, recognising that the changing COVID-19 landscape, a comment from the RFL read. That remains the intention, although with the situation regarding scrums, it will remain under review through January before the start of the league season. So nothing's been rubber stamped yet, but it is a way to entice teams to continue to play rugby league and play throughout the season. COVID can be an easy cop-out sometimes, as some teams might not fancy it, or they have a few injuries and don't want to face a team depleted, as it could mean them being outside of the playoffs, relegated, or losing the League Leaders Shield. But this is all remains to be seen still, and we'll probably hear more as the season comes closer. So, some good news coming out of the French government as Super League has been handed a boost ahead in a new start of the season, with the French government indicating that travel restrictions will be eased with the UK. There are 2 French teams competing in the league for the first time next season, following the promotion of Toulouse Olympique and Catalans Dragons being at the grand final last season. The tightening of the travel between the countries due to the new Omicron variant of the COVID virus threatened to wreak havoc with the new season due to start soon. However, the French government spokesman said that today their list of reasons permissible for travel to the UK would be expanded, in particular for professional reasons, the statement read. And that's according to local France. This is likely to provide the exemption for professional sports that will be allowed at Catalans Dragons and also at Toulouse, and for them to travel to England for away matches. With many English fans wanting to visit the 2 French stadiums for their team's support and also weather, for one. I know I would do if I could. However, there is another major headache the RFL and Super League bosses have to reckon with ahead of their meeting with the 2 French clubs this week, surrounding unvaccinated players. France has passed legislation that will prevent any unvaccinated people from playing or watching sport from the 15th of January, as part of Emmanuel Macron's tough stance on those who have not yet got the jab from COVID. Neither Catalans nor Toulouse have confirmed how many players have not been vaccinated yet, but any who are not would be prevented from playing. The rules would apply to visiting clubs playing in Catalans and Toulouse also, meaning that unvaccinated players at English clubs would not be able to feature in away matches in France. And with the RFL, as of the 23rd of December, confirming a fifth of players in Super League had yet to be fully vaccinated, those measures look set to bring more challenges ahead of the season that is already looking likely to again be heavily impacted by COVID. So, I know that clubs and players themselves have gone out of the way to get vaccinated since the 23rd of December, or during that period. Not yet reported it, but had gone about doing that. Fifth of Super League? That's not good whatsoever. That could cause a pandemic in rugby league clubs to shut down. They won't get paid. I know that Bradford in the RFL have had John Keir come out for not signing players that hadn't been vaccinated so that the sport can go ahead. But there's nothing like that in Super League yet. They have gone about being strict about if you don't get vaccinated, this is happening to the club, and the club putting the pressure down because that's how it should be. But they should have the rule for the players as well. Neither have done well in the UK, plus the NRL haven't done well in the NRL with becoming the leaders for the vaccination, putting rules in place. But got a month. Some cases not a month, being that, well, 15th of January is when rugby starts again in the UK. Just don't know. Just don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's look forward to the season. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as we need to get the word out for Rugby League. Normally I'll go through at this point parts of the video, but today I want to promote the game as a whole, and I want people to go out there and support their local community clubs. So here are the first round fixtures for the Challenge Cup on the 15th of January, so that you guys can either pop down, get your reports, anything to support your local club. Even if you end up watching on the iPlayer or St James versus the British Army, get on that. I'm sure that would be some way that people outside of the UK would be able to watch it. You just need to creative, I think. But here are your local clubs. Edinburgh Eagles are playing at home against York Acorn on the 15th of January. That's a Scottish club playing a local amateur club. We've got also Galway Tribesmen, who unfortunately can't play at home on the first game against Pilkington Rex at Pilkington, even though they are the home team. But we've also got the Bridge End Blue Bulls against the Royal Navy in the first game of the weekend on the 14th of January. I'm sure that that'll be shown somewhere, but I'll be keeping an eye on the coverage of the Welsh team to see how they get on. So that's first round Rugby League for you. So the community clubs coming out to put on a show for all those eyes, and they are the show starters. The warm-up packs, that's a bit disingenuous. They are first build on this 2022 season. I can't wait. I, for one, am thinking about getting down to Pilkington Rex to watch Galway in their first foray into the Challenge Cup. I do have to say that I predict it will be a difficult day for them, because Pilkington Rex are one of the top teams in this St Helens area. But never know, shocks might be on the cards. Good luck to them. Good luck to all who are taking part on the 15th of January. But in the meantime, please remember to share this video worldwide, tag people in, get out to watch your local club Sunday, well, Saturday at this point. What else have you got to do? But thank you for watching. Please stay safe. All the best. And I'll see you in the next video.